Ten,
Standby to take studio.
7, 6,
Standby
5,
camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, Amelia Neuman.
I'm your co-host, Bolingbroke. On today's show, we have a science experiment where we conduct some specialized experiments, a report on the Pinball Expo held here recently in Edmonton, a specialized segment where we explore some recipes, and finally, top 10 things Booter hates. But first, here's our top story.
Each year, MCHS puts on a talent show under the name Coffee House. This event aims to promote MCHS's Fine Arts Department by displaying MCHS students' vast talents in singing, dancing, and other creative mediums. With the goal of raising funds for charity, this event has become a beloved event here in Morinville. Here to give us insight into this incredible event is reporter Suvan.
Do you ever want to enjoy a night of talented performances? Join MCHS's annual night, Coffee House. Every year, MCHS students put together performances based on the talent they would like to present that night. The audience is accompanied with tea, coffee, and desserts made by Mr. Swerda himself. To give you a different perspective, our MC for the night gives his thoughts.
Coffee House to me is a night full of talent and expression of the hard workings that individuals put in to hobbies and talents that they're able to express on stage in front of a crowd in the MCC, and it's just a night to also raise money for any charity that we sponsor. So not only are we supporting the arts in this school, but we're supporting other great causes outside of the school.
This year, the Coffee House theme was Kaleidoscope, capturing all the unique and diverse acts of the night. Here, audience members explain how performances fit the theme.
It was very colorful. It fit the theme, Kaleidoscope, a lot. I think it blended nicely with the performances there were, with how many different varieties of there was.
Now, if you have time, MCHS would love if you joined us next year at the next Coffee House. Check out the talent in spring of 2027. For MCTV News, this is Suvan reporting.
Welcome back. The weather here in Morinville is finally warming up after a long and dreadful winter. Here to give us our weekly forecast and let us know if it's finally sandal weather is MCTV meteorologist Amelia Neuman.
Thanks, Braden. Over in Whitehorse, we're sitting at 12 degrees with some sun and clouds. Down in Vancouver, some more sun and clouds with 19 degrees. Yellowknife also sitting at 19 degrees. Then Regina, we have a very warm 33 degrees with some more sun and clouds. And then over in Winnipeg, we're sitting at 29 with some more sun and clouds. Toronto, we are sitting at 26, also with some sun and clouds. Montreal has 24 with some sun and showers. Halifax, we are sitting at 14 with some sun and clouds. And then up in St. John's, we have 5 degrees with some showers. And then finally in Iqaluit, we have 3 degrees with some sun and clouds. Let's look at our provincial forecast. Up in High Level, we're sitting at 25 degrees with some sun and clouds. Grand Prairie is just the same, 25 sun and clouds. Down in Jasper, we're sitting at 26 degrees with some sun and showers. Banff, 24 degrees with some showers and storm. Up in Fort McMurray, we're sitting at 27 degrees with some more sun and rain. Here in Edmonton, we're at, again, 27 degrees, this time with some storm and lightning. Red Deer, the same at 28 degrees. Calgary at 29 degrees with some more showers. And finally, in Medicine Hat, we're sitting at 35 degrees with some more rain. Let's look at our current conditions. It is currently 24 degrees here in Morinville with a wind. The wind is 9 kilometers north. Our relative humidity is 50. The sunrise this morning was at 5:15 a.m. and our sunset was at 9:45 p.m. Let's take a look at our weekly forecast. All right, so today we have a high of 26 degrees with a low of 15. Thursday, 29 with a low of 18. Friday, 26 with 14. Saturday, Saturday 21 with 13, 16. Sunday, 16 and 8. Monday, 14 and 6, and Tuesday, 17 and 10. Back to you, Braden.
Thanks, Amelia. Ever want to elaborate your understanding of science? Reporter Elizabeth Nelson brings us a report where she explores an at-home experiment and expands our knowledge of basic science theories. Here with a perfectly mixed up report is Elizabeth Nelson.
You may be familiar with the 3 common states of matter: gas, liquids, and solids. It's widely known that substances, objects, or elements are at one or the other at standard temperatures. For example, you know that water at room temperature is a liquid. Now, imagine if there was a compound that existed as both a solid and a liquid at room temperature. Seems impossible, right? Not quite. I present to you oobleck. This ooey gooey substance exists as both a solid and a liquid at room temperature. You can even see as it moves, it kind of behaves like a liquid, but when I touch it, it behaves like a solid. Funny enough, this odd compound can be made with common household ingredients found in your kitchen by combining cornstarch and water. Why does oobleck behave this way? Oobleck is what we refer to as a non-Newtonian fluid. A non-Newtonian fluid is a substance that does not follow standard laws of viscosity. A non-Newtonian fluid's viscosity has the ability to change states depending on the amount of force, pressure, or stress applied to the substance. Imagine you're pulling a paper in 2 opposing directions. It rips, because the force you're applying in 2 opposing directions causes strain on the paper, and that strain ultimately causes it to rip. The same thing is occurring with our oobleck when we apply a lot of pressure to the solution. Now let's apply our knowledge of forces, strains, and stresses to our oobleck solution. If we look at our oobleck solution, once we apply excessive force to it, it hardens like a solid. That's because the particles within the oobleck solution are locking together. However, when we approach the solution gently, it acts more like a liquid. It is clear that oobleck's viscosity and resistance to flow increases with stress. Oh my goodness, this stuff is literally insane. Okay, I think it's time for me to explore a little bit more of what oobleck can do. Thanks for coming and learning with me today. This is Elizabeth's Experiments. Keep curious.
Here are your school announcements for Wednesday, May 27th. Attention all grade 9 to 11 students. Are you interested in exploring the beautiful terrain here in Alberta? Look no further than MCHS's annual hiking trip. Be sure to attend the mandatory information meeting on Wednesday, June 3rd in room 111. If you have any more questions, please direct them to Mr. Bautestein. Want to enjoy some quality performances from local MCHS students? On Tuesday, June 2nd, MCHS is hosting the annual band concert and art show at the MCCC. The event begins at 5:30 in MCHS's Center Court, where audiences are welcome to enjoy an art show and refreshments. Finally, the band concert begins at 7 at the MCCC. Come join us for an amazing evening full of MCHS's unique fine arts. A reminder to all MCHS students, all scholarship applications are due by June 12th. There are scholarship packages still available for pickup in the front office. A huge thanks to students who have already handed in their packages to Mrs. McCumber. For these and all other school information, keep connected by listening to the daily announcements, logging on to the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.ca, or by following the school on Facebook, Twitter/X, or Instagram. As well as be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching MCTV Morinville.
YEGPIN is an annual event specialized in pinball held in Sherwood Park where people are encouraged to compete competitively or just recreationally. It is the largest pinball event in Canada and second largest in the world. This event is widely enjoyed by the community. Here with a top scoring report is reporter Austin May.
Here in Edmonton, Alberta, there's an event called YEGPIN that is hosted yearly. YEGPIN is a huge event, hosting a massive pinball tournament. Some people fly across the world to participate in it. It is one of Canada's largest pinball and arcade event. People can come down to both participate in the tournament and to simply just have fun.
YEGPIN is a coming together of all these amazing, and I say this in the most loving way possible, pinball nerds that from all different walks of life that come together to do something that people don't believe actually is real. It's an Edmonton YEG event, pinball. I mean, in the simplest of things, but it's just a togetherness of people who love something so hard and so passionate about. They come from all over the world, and the furthest is Australia if somebody's here. We have the top 10 guys.
I am the transportation director, so I move 280 machines in and out for this event.
I am the women's director for DHPL, Archangels, and YEGPIN. I help with creating more getting more women to come in and play. It's kind of new, the women in pinball, and we're growing. Women are growing all the time, and right now my role is getting more people to come.
Actually, I've always liked pinball as a kid. Played it lots in the arcades along with the old arcade games, but the big thing that got me into it this last few years was coming here. Actually, I came here a few years ago, met a whole bunch of people, found out that there was a league, joined the league, and ever since then I've been a part of YEGPIN for every year since. There's a lot of friendships, a lot of community involved in this. It's definitely just the people. And fun. I love playing pinball, of course.
With YEGPIN being a social event, there are tons of foods and beverages to try. Outside the building, there are multiple types of food trucks to choose from, including foods from across the world.
There is a year's worth of work. Right after we're done this, we're already organizing for next year. So you need a lot of people placed into a lot of different roles and learn how to work together to make this run smoothly. And not all the time it's going to work out as you plan, and you're going to have to fix things really quickly. But as long as you have a great tight unit that trusts each other, you can put something like this on. It's difficult though, for sure. We are the second largest pinball tournament in the world. What makes us unique is the amount of machines that we have, the caliber of tournaments that we hold on, especially for the women. There's almost no places in the world that does a women's match play. And the amount of tournaments, it's almost unheard of, and it's getting bigger, and next year we're going to be the biggest.
YEGPIN is something anyone can come down to have fun in. If you come down to the event sometime, you might just spark your newest hobby. Here at MCTV News, this is Austin May reporting.
Welcome back. Here with all the updates from the world of sports is MCTV's very own sports expert, Braden Bolingbroke.
Thanks, Amelia. In the NHL, the Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Colorado Avalanche by a score of 2-1, sweeping their best-of-7 conference final series. With the win, Vegas punches their third ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals in only 9 years, where they will meet the winner of the Carolina Hurricanes and Montreal Canadiens' Eastern Conference Final Series. In the NBA, powered by a 32-point effort by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Oklahoma City Thunders are only one win away from the NBA Finals. They beat the San Antonio Spurs 127-114. In the MLB, Toronto scored 6 runs in the 6th inning to cruise past the Marlins by a score of 8-1. The Nationals doubled up on the Guardians 6-3. The Yankees embarrassed the Royals 15-1. The Rangers outscored the Astros 10-7, and the Rockies lost to the Dodgers by a score of 15-6. Coming up next, MCTV reporter Ryland Meade takes us on through the journey of making one of the culinary's world's best dishes. Here is his take on the classic lunchtime meal, grilled cheese sandwich.
Hello, I'm Ryland Meade, and welcome to Ryland's Recipes. Today we'll be making a common household staple, the grilled cheese. First thing you want to do is you want to wash your hands to get all the grime and dirt off your fingers. The next step is to get all your ingredients. Once you have all your ingredients, you'll now be able to make the grilled cheese. The first step is buttering the bread. Includes buttering all faces of the bread. Once you've buttered all of them, you can now put cheese on the bread. I will also be throwing some grated Cracker Barrel cheese on the other side. Once your cheese on, you can finally assemble your sandwich. Next step is to get a pan and place it on the oven. Make sure to turn the pan up to medium-high heat. Don't forget to check your burners to see if they're locked on high the whole time. Once you've selected your burner and gotten your pan to the right temperature, you can finally put your grilled cheese in the pan. What I like to do is I like to smush the bread, as it makes it smaller and easier for the cheese to distribute. You'll want a nice golden brown crust on both faces of the bread. Once you think your grilled cheese is cooked, you're ready to plate it. And here you have it, Ryland's grilled cheese. This is Ryland Meade from MCTV reporting.
The stool you're year at MCHS is coming to an end, which means it's almost time to say goodbye to our grade 12 students. There's a lot of preparation involved in having our grads finally cross the stage in June. Numerous responsibilities expanding from creating enjoyable grad activities to ensuring students have the appropriate grades and credits to walk the stage. Here to give us more insight into this year's graduation celebrations is MCHS's 2026 grad organizer, Amanda Bulger. Hi, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so for my first question, it's just, how have the grads been able to get involved this year in their own preparations?
So we have a grad committee. We try to have a meeting roughly once a month, and they come together and they kind of get a say in the things that they want to see and the things that they want to do. And so yeah, that's how they can get involved.
And what activities are open to grads this year?
We've done, or at least tried to do a monthly activity. So every month we do something. Typically it has something to do with, like, they get to dress up. We do an activity at lunch. Sometimes it has something to do with food. We have grad week coming up the first week of June, where every day there's a different activity. So they get to dress up. We do something at lunch or after school, and they either get some sort of like snack or treat. And yeah, so there's lots of things that they get to be involved in.
Oh, that's really fun. Okay, and then when and where is grad being held this year?
Grad is being held Saturday, June 20th at the Winsmere Center in Edmonton.
That's great. And then finally, what preparations are the students and staff making to prepare for the event?
There are things that happen all year long in order to prepare for this event. I mean, we have to make sure that the grads have what they need to be able to first graduate to qualify to walk the stage. So that's kind of one thing that we've been working with them all year on. And then there's all kinds of things. There's performances that the grads do, there's speeches, there's their diploma certificates that we prepare and get ready. We have to worry about decorations and stuff like that to help. I mean, the Winspere's already a beautiful place, but just to kind of help give it a touch of MCHS. So yeah, there's all kinds of things.
Okay, thank you so much for all the hard work you've done and for joining us for this interview.
Oh, you're welcome.
Coming up next, we have a very special piece. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the original Top 10 Things Booter Hates. This report compiles a comprehensive list of all of the things Mr. Bauderstein hates the most in the studio. Here with the revised 20th anniversary special is reporter Greer Clark.
Guys, the recording deck isn't working again.
Greer, you look chopped as heck right now.
Hey Sebastian, do you think you could teach me Switcher real quick?
Seriously, Greer? 3 minutes before the show?
These kids never learn.
Greer, where's your report? I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Not again.
Alright, free Dodge Vipers to the first person who's on headset in the studio right now. A free Dodge Viper if somebody gets on headset. Anybody!
That order's so good. Hey, yo, Mr. B, are you an Oilers fan?
Do I look like an Oilers fan to you?
And that that's it for another episode of MCT News. Join us 1 week from today for our second last episode of the season. Pieces will include an interview with MCHS Social Studies teacher Darcy Owen, as well as a look at the school's forensics class. All this, plus your 7-day weather forecast and the latest from the world of sports on Wednesday, June 3rd version of MCTV News. So, that was a pretty cool science experiment that Liz did.
I know, right? It's just really cool.
Yeah, the non-Newtonian fluids acting differently with the different testers. It's very interesting. I bet you had a real mess cleaning everything up, though.
But it probably took her longer than it did to actually record the thing. From all of us at MCTV News, I'm Brandon Bolingbroke.
And I'm Amelia Neuman. Thanks for stopping by.